Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Topper, where we discuss important topics for incoming students. Providing resources for student success is a priority here at WKU, and we offer a lot of support to make sure our students are set up to excel in the classroom. Whether it's finding a tutor, getting emotional support, or having additional accommodations, we are committed to ensuring that if you begin at WKU, you will graduate from here. Keep watching as we go over a few of these programs and even chat with a representative from the Academic Advising and Retention Center. To start off today, we are so lucky to have Chris Jensen here, the director of the Academic Advising and Retention Center. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. We have a lot of students who are interested in advising and various aspects of academic support. So I'm just going to jump in with the first question, which is, what is AARC and why should students reach out to you guys?
Great. We're the kind of the central hub for students where we want to try to help them with anything academic. If they have questions, we're there to answer them. We work with all of our exploratory or undeclared students. We offer free tutoring, and we just do a lot of different stuff to help students academically be retained.
Awesome. So of course, students start their journey with classes at WKU by attending the Topper Orientation Program. They attend there, they get registered for their courses. After they leave TOP, they are going to be assigned an academic advisor. How can they figure out who that person is?
Sure. So after TOP, it'll take about a week or two, and then we'll end up assigning the student their academic advisor specific to their major. Students can check that information on TopNet by going under the Student Information tab, and it'll say Advisor Contact Information. Simply click on there and it'll show you their email address, where their office is located, and a phone number. If a student ever has questions though, they're always welcome to contact the AARC for additional information.
Awesome. And is it mandatory for a student to meet with those advisors?
Yes.
Okay.
So every student is going to have to meet with their academic advisor every semester they're at WKU. They're going to have a hold on their account, and that's not punishment. We want to just make sure the student's being successful and taking the classes that are going to get them to that degree and cross that stage and get that diploma at the end of their career.
Now, a large question that we get from students, especially I feel like now so many students are getting dual credit courses when they're in high school. They're really curious about general education requirements. And so I want to talk a little bit about sort of how our general education requirements work, kind of maybe some examples of some of them.
Sure. So our general education program is called the Colonnade program. It's really great. It's structured a little different than some other institutions. So we have 3 different categories that students are going to have to complete. There's foundations, explorations, and connections. In the foundations, they're the basic courses that we feel students need to be successful at WKU. So that's their writing course, their human communication or comm course, a math course, history, the things that are just going to give them those basic skills. Then they go into foundations, which starts to give them a little exploration towards some of the major requirements. They may be prereqs even for their majors, embedded in the Colonnade program. And then connections are to try to bring it all together. So it's kind of that upper level piece. Students won't be able to take those till they've reached 21 hours in foundations or explorations, or be at junior standing.
Okay. Gotcha. I really enjoyed my general education classes. I took theater appreciation, music appreciation. So it's kind of a nice opportunity to get like some more fun classes kind of mixed in.
Right. And it's a way for students to explore stuff outside of their majors. So if they have other interests, they can usually take courses within gen eds and explore those.
Is it now, I hear a lot of students say, you know, I'm going to just do general education classes the first 2 years and then my major courses. Does it work like that, or is it kind of mixed in throughout your whole 4 years?
Sure. With the new Colonnade program, the intent is for it to be mixed in throughout the 4 years.
Okay.
So students are going to have some of those foundational courses and a few major courses when they first start at WKU, but they'll end up having general education throughout their entire experience.
Okay. Back in the day when I was a student, I had to take racquetball my last semester, which actually was really nice. But yes, I was a senior taking like general ed. You don't have to take racquetball now, but
still an option.
It's still an option. It's really fun. So yes. Okay. So now we talked a little bit about major courses. Students, you know, they obviously put an intended major or exploratory on their application. What if they attend TOP and they realize I kind of want to change my major? You know, what are the steps that those students can go through.
Sure, and that happens a lot.
Yeah.
We have a lot of students that think they want to major in one thing and then decide on another. If it's before they register at TOP, they can just simply call or email admissions and get that major changed. If they are attending WKU and it's their first semester, there's an online major change form that's located on TopNet, and a student can complete that. They'll need to have the department end up signing off on it, but then they'll be able to change their major. I would recommend that students end up talking to their advisor before they change majors. Sometimes it's not advantageous for them to end up switching if it's later in their academic career. So we want to make sure we use those resources for them to be successful.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And I even think there's a program that we offer on the TopNet when you're a student that you can kind of run a program that allows you to see, what if I change my major right now?
Sure.
Yeah.
We have something called ICAP. It's the Interactive Curriculum and Academic Progress. It shows a student how they're progressing through their degree. And the nice part about that is you can end up looking at other degree programs, changing minors, and see how long it'll end up taking you to complete that degree, what courses would still be required. So that's a great tool for students to use.
Yeah, that's really convenient. Now, what if a student is coming in and either they've applied or they realize, they selected a major, they have no idea what they want to be when they grow up? What do you tell those students?
That it's not uncommon. Yeah. There's lots of people that aren't 100% sure what they want to do in college. I was one of those individuals. I still might be one of those individuals. I'm trying to figure out my life.
Yes.
But we offer a couple of different options for students. We offer the exploratory program, and that's for a student who just wants to come in and explore and see all the different options we have here at WKU. If a student has more of an interest and they say, you know what, I want to go into business or I want to go into the health field, you can be exploratory within one of our academic colleges. And that way you can get some of those courses that you need and explore all the majors that are there. So we have lots of different options for students. Typically our students end up deciding within that first year or two, and that is a perfectly okay time frame for you to still be able to graduate on time.
Yeah, and it's really quite common for a student to change their major too, right? I think it's something around like 70% of students will end up changing their major.
Sure, we have a lot of people that end up doing that, so it isn't uncommon.
Yeah. Okay, well I always try to tell students, like, it is okay, it is okay. When I was 18, I did not know what I wanted to be either, so. Now the other very common question that we get from students, and I mentioned this earlier, is I think more and more high school students are taking college courses while they're in high school, either through dual credit or they're getting credit through AP exams or other exams. And so the main question that students ask is, how do I transfer those credits in? How does that process work?
Okay. So the main thing students need to know about dual credit courses is they have taken those through a college. So we're going to need that official college transcript sent to WKU. The best way to do that is always electronically. We'll be able to get them the fastest and process them the fastest for students to know what they're going to get credit for. So they do need to order that official transcript from the college they took the courses at. With the AP one, that one's a little trickier. Students need to make sure that they take the exams. So we have students that come in, I took an AP course, but they never took the exam. Unfortunately, without the exam score, we can't give you credit.
Right, yeah. And I think on the website, I Google everything. So I think on the website, there's that wonderful tool, both the AP exam chart that talks about what credit they'll get based off their score.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have the AP one. You can also look at CLEP, which is another test that students can take to get college credit. And we also on our transfer site have all the information if a student wants to look at how specific courses will transfer in that they might have done dual credit.
Okay, yeah, I think that's called the transfer equivalency form.
That is correct.
Okay, awesome, very cool. Yes, and then with the AP exams, they send that in over the summer. So just any sort of exams that they take, they should just send it to the Office of Admissions.
Yes, so there's a lot of different exams. We don't have time to cover all those today.
Yes.
But any test or examination that may change a student's placement into courses or give them college credit should all be sent to admissions, preferably prior to going to TOP, but if not, over the summer, so we can make sure that they end up in the appropriate courses.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna shift gears a little bit to when a student is here at WKU, you know, from freshman year to senior year, maybe they might find themselves struggling just a little bit in their courses. You know, do we offer tutoring for those students? What sort of support do we have for them?
It's not uncommon. It is a large transition from high school to college, and we want to give students as much support as possible. So in the Academic Advising and Retention Center, we offer free tutoring in over 200 subjects. So that's a great resource for students. We cover a lot of the general education courses and some of the lower level ones. As a student progresses and gets into those upper level courses, we offer other additional resources around campus. We have a math lab, a chemistry lab, modern languages helps out with foreign language. There's a literacy center. The writing center is a great resource for all students, and whether that's undergrad all the way through graduate school. If you need help on a paper, they're there to assist you.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And for studying, do you guys have space in your office? Are there spaces around campus that's provided, you know, quiet space for those students, especially, you know, they want to get out the dorm, you know, listen and hang out with friends?
Sure. Within our center, we do offer actually 2 spaces.
Okay.
So we have taken over a little bit more space in DSU. So our tutoring and a study space is located on the first floor next to the game room. I know it sounds a little crazy next to a game room, but there's great insulation, you won't hear anything. And then on the second floor in our main office, and they can come up there and also be able to study. I also encourage students to utilize the library. That is a quiet space that's often underutilized on this campus.
I think those are the main questions that students have. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and if you have any questions, you guys are more than welcome to reach out to the Office of Admissions or the Academic Advising and Retention Center for questions about student support. Beyond our Academic Advising and Retention Center, WKU also offers the Student Accessibility Resource Center that coordinates services and accommodations for students with documented disabilities. If this is something you are searching for more information on, their office is happy to meet with you at the contact information provided. Now that we've had time for discussions about academic support, we also want to make sure students know there are people here to help with emotional support. Our Counseling and Testing Center on campus offers individual and group counseling sessions for students. Sometimes a student is just in need of an objective ear. Other times they may need guidance on more serious issues. Either way, the counselors are available to help. It is as easy as calling their office to set up an appointment. While the sessions are free, there is a one-time $20 fee to help with paperwork and clinical documentation. The Counseling and Testing Center also works to promote with outreach programs that work to keep the WKU community educated and safe. Finally, on the more academic side of things, the Counseling and Testing Center offers testing services for a wide variety of exams. To see which ones they have, you can visit the link provided. And if you want to learn more about their services or set up an appointment for counseling once you are here on campus, please contact their office at the number listed. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Topper as we address resources for students. If you have any questions about what was discussed or anything else pertaining to incoming students, please feel free to reach out to the admissions office here at WKU. And as always, make sure to keep a lookout for the next Let's Talk Topper video.